Have you ever wondered how some insects are able to walk on water, but when you step on it, you slip? Have you ever wondered why ice floats on water? The answer to all these questions is polarity. Polarity means the unequal sharing of electrons within a molecule. So water is a very simple molecule. So basically it has just one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. The polarity between these molecules is what gives this common substance its unique and life-sustaining properties. In water, the bonding between the oxygen atom and the two hydrogen atoms is like a tug of war between a strong individual and two toddlers. Oxygen is the larger atom. It has more protons. The more protons you have, it means you have more physical strength. So it's like a big sumo wrestler here. And then you have two hydrogen atoms, which are like some weaker individuals. They have few protons, so they cannot attract much electrons. But oxygen, having more physical strength and more protons, that is, they attract more electrons than they're supposed to attract. So because of this, hydrogen atoms lose their tug of war to oxygen. It attracts more electrons. So because of this, oxygen acts as though it is negative because it has more electrons, and hydrogen atoms act positive. As you can see, this is a single water molecule. The bonds that are formed in a single water molecule is called polar covalent bonds. Covalent means electrons are shared. But as we just saw, oxygen being a wrestler doesn't share equal electrons with the other two atoms. So polar means the electrons are shared but not equally. In water, oxygen acts negative and hydrogen acts as positive. Now we know that negative and positive attract. So what happens is this oxygen also goes around attracting the hydrogen atoms from the neighboring water molecules. So they form this bond called hydrogen bonding. Now hydrogen bonding isn't just formed within water molecules, but it is formed when water reacts with a polar or ionic compounds. For example, glucose with water. Water's ability to stick to itself is called cohesion. For example, if I pour water in a tumbler, the ability of the water to stay in the tumbler is cohesion. Whereas when I pour water on a surface, water tends to stick to the surface. This is called adhesion. So now back to our first question. How can insects walk on water? So we saw the hydrogen bonding is the force that exists within water molecules. They form like a surface tension on the surface of water. I can show this by using this. It's basically oil on water because I cannot microscopically show you water molecules. So we'll assume this oil is the surface tension that exists because of the hydrogen bonding. So assume this is an insect. So your surface tension is able to provide enough resistance to keep your insect on the surface. And assume this is you. When I drop in, I sink to the bottom because this surface tension is not enough to keep our body weight up. So why does ice float on water? Usually in other substances, the solid state is more dense than the liquid state. But in water, the hydrogen bonds keep the water molecules very far apart from each other. So the more far apart they are, the less dense they become. So ice is 9% less dense than water itself. So this is why ice floats on top when you put it in a tumbler of water. Thank you.